adversity, allowing fear and frustration to dictate their choices. On the other hand, someone who possesses inner strength acknowledges their struggles and consciously decides how to respond. Consider a student facing repeated failures in their academic pursuits. Without inner strength, they might believe these setbacks define their intelligence, leading them to give up entirely. However, a student who cultivates resilience views failure as a lesson, an opportunity to refine their approach and improve. They recognize that setbacks are not final, but rather stepping stones towards success. One of the most defining traits of inner strength is the ability to maintain hope even in the most challenging circumstances. It is easy to remain positive when life unfolds smoothly, but the true test of resilience comes when obstacles arise. A person facing the loss of a job, for example, might initially feel overwhelmed by uncertainty. If they allow despair to consume them, they may struggle to take proactive steps toward new opportunities. However, an individual who embodies inner strength acknowledges their emotions while actively seeking solutions. They remind themselves that while one door has closed, others remain open. This mindset allows them to persevere, adapting to new situations with determination rather than defeat. Inner strength also requires the courage to embrace change. Many people resist change out of fear of the unknown, clinging to familiarity even when it no longer serves them. However, those who cultivate resilience understand that growth often requires stepping outside their comfort zone. Consider an entrepreneur who faces repeated rejections when launching a business. Without inner strength, they might interpret these setbacks as signs that they are unfit for success. But a resilient entrepreneur sees each rejection as feedback, refining their strategies and pushing forward with renewed determination. They understand that every challenge they face contributes to their ultimate success. The foundation of inner strength is built upon self-trust. People who believe in their own ability to handle life's ups and downs develop a sense of confidence that cannot be easily shaken. When adversity strikes, they do not crumble under pressure, but instead rely on their inner reserves of resilience. Imagine an athlete training for years to compete at an elite level. Along the way, they encounter injuries, defeats, and moments of self-doubt. If they succumb to the belief that they are not strong enough, they may abandon their goals altogether. However, an athlete who possesses inner strength trusts in their capacity to overcome obstacles. They learn from their setbacks, make necessary adjustments, and continue pushing forward, knowing that perseverance will ultimately lead them to success. Another crucial aspect of inner strength is the ability to regulate emotions. Those who react impulsively to stress often find themselves consumed by frustration, anger, or despair. However, individuals with resilience practice emotional intelligence, allowing themselves to experience emotions without becoming controlled by them. Picture a leader navigating a crisis within their organization. If they panic and allow fear to dictate their decisions, they may make choices that worsen the situation. However, a leader with inner strength remains composed, analyzing the situation logically while also addressing the emotional needs of those around them. Their ability to remain calm under pressure strengthens their ability to lead effectively. Inner strength also manifests in the willingness to seek help when needed. Many people mistakenly believe that resilience means facing challenges alone, but true strength lies in recognizing when support is necessary. A person struggling with personal hardships may feel ashamed to reach out, fearing that doing so would make them appear weak. However, those who possess inner strength understand that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but of courage. They recognize that seeking guidance from mentors, friends, or professionals does not diminish their independence, but instead reinforces their ability to grow and learn. Resilience is further nurtured through a growth mindset. Those who see challenges as opportunities for learning develop a strong sense of adaptability. They do not view failure as a personal flaw, but as a necessary component of progress. A musician striving for mastery, for example, does not give up after struggling with a difficult piece. Instead, they persist, understanding that every mistake refines their skills. By maintaining a mindset of continuous improvement, they strengthen their ability to overcome obstacles with confidence and grace. Ultimately, inner strength is not something that people are born with, but something that is cultivated through experience and perseverance. It is forged in moments of struggle, in the times when giving up seems like the easier choice, but the decision to move forward prevails. Each challenge faced, each obstacle overcome, adds another layer to the foundation of resilience. By embracing self-awareness, maintaining hope, adapting to change, and trusting in their own abilities, individuals develop the inner strength necessary to navigate life's uncertainties with unwavering determination. Through this process, they discover that resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about meeting them head-on with courage, wisdom, and an unshakable belief in their own ability to rise above. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness, yet in reality, it is one of the greatest expressions of courage. To be vulnerable means to stand in the open, unguarded, and willing to reveal one's true self despite the risk of judgment or rejection. It is not about exposing every thought or feeling to the world indiscriminately, but about having the strength to express emotions honestly and share one's insecurities with those who matter. Vulnerability is the bridge that connects individuals, fostering relationships built on authenticity rather than pretense. It allows for deeper human connections, transforming the fear of exposure into an opportunity for understanding and support. Many people resist vulnerability because they equate it with loss of control. Society often teaches that strength is about self-sufficiency, about suppressing emotions rather than expressing them. However, true strength is found in the willingness to say, I am struggling or I need help. Consider a leader in a high-stakes profession who feels pressure to always appear composed and in control. If they suppress their emotions and refuse to acknowledge difficulties, they create an environment where others feel unsafe sharing their own struggles. But if this leader chooses vulnerability admitting when they need support or when they have made a mistake. They